I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. This is a Patreon review for Brett. Thank you so much for that. If people are interested in requesting any type of reviews or topics or reactions or whatever, you just send a request directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, The Great Silence, 1968, from what Brett said in his message to me, this is the same guy who directed Jane Doe. Funny enough, Sergio Corbucci, I thought the name sounded familiar because I didn't see the original Jane Doe, but I did review another film he did, a Terence Hill Bud Spencer comedy called Who Finds a Friend Finds a Treasure. I just laugh about that because this film is so dark and bleak and downbeat, and later on he would direct this fun, goofy, silly comedy with Terence Hill and Bud Spencer. Again, that's a film I did review a few months ago, Who Finds a Friend Finds a Treasure. Now this one, to be honest with Brad, this just wasn't my cup of tea. It's not that I'm against spaghetti westerns. I love the Man with No Name trilogy, especially the first two. And Ennio Morricone does the music. It's always nice to hear Ennio Morricone music. Very talented composer. May he rest in peace. The story of the film, when this guy, our lead, was a kid, his parents were killed and they wanted to silence him, so they slit his neck. So now that he's grown up, he has a scar, he wears a scarf around all the time, and he's called Silence because he's mute now. Meanwhile, you have these bounty hunters, these bounty killers, who use their thing with the law to their own advantage to just kill people and get the reward. And that's led by a guy named Loco, played by Klaus Kinski, who I always hear crazy upon crazy stories about Klaus Kinski as a person, as an actor, among other stuff. And this is a movie that the guy goes after these people because what happened to him when he was a kid. It's a movie where it takes place in Utah. I will say one of the positive notes I can give it, not just the Ennio Morricone music, which is nice, but the look is different for a Western. It's in Utah during a blizzard. So you have a lot of snow falling, like some nice scenery. Again, made it a different look for a Western, made it unique on that. But because it's a blizzard, the people there are trying to do their best to find food and scavenge and steal, which then the bounty killers use that as an excuse to go kill them because they're bloodthirsty, plus they get a reward for it. And so the bounty hunters, which is usually the hero or the anti-hero in these movies, they're the villains, and the thieves and outlaws, they're in a way, the more likable people. And then Silence meets this lady whose husband was killed by Klaus Kinski, and they fall in love. There's this one guy named Burnett who's a sheriff, who at times is an ally to the leads. There's some interesting stuff in it, like the lead, instead of a regular pistol, he has a Mauser. If you don't know what that is, that's a semi-automatic pistol. Usually you would see like Germans or such use that type of gun. So that was cool. Like, okay, it's a Western, spaghetti Western with this different kind of weapon, like semi-automatic pistol weapon. Again, that made it different, made it interesting. The fact that it's a Western that takes place in the snow and it's Utah, it's blizzards. Again, different look to it. This is a guy who would, at one point, he shoots the thumbs off of a guy so he can't pull the trigger. That was pretty decent effect and interesting idea. Again, that the lead Silence would shoot the thumbs off this guy that was trying to shoot him. But what I meant by this just isn't my cup of tea is the director is just purposely, and I get it, to an extent I get it, he wants to subvert expectations. When was the last time I heard a director say that? Oh, The Last Jedi. Subvert expectations. I mean, you can subvert expectations all you want. Sometimes I'll like it, sometimes I won't, just like with everything. There's always exceptions to the rule with everything and anything. And this, a lot of people love the film, that's cool. To me, the lead guy, I mean, he's mute for all of it, so I can only like him because I felt sorry for his plight. But the actor, I mean, I don't think he has the presence of Clint Eastwood, or even, a Lee Van Cleef, or, that look. And I mean, the lead guy was kind of blasé for me. I didn't, because he's a mute, so he can't have any dialogue. You say, oh, that was cool, or whatever dub they gave him, or his own natural dialect, that's taken away. Again, the lead guy, in a way, I could give a rat's ass about, one way or another, other than, oh, I feel sorry for his plight, for what happened to him when he was a kid. That's pretty much it. And then, to give away the ending, what happens is, there's this bar, whatever, that all these people are at, these other outlaws and such are at, and Klaus Kinski goes, if you come here, we'll have a duel. If you win, these outlaws will be set free. If I win, they'll be killed. And the girl even warns the lead guy Silence it's a trap, but he goes along with it. So then he goes on, and of course, granted, this is more realistic. Again, it's subverting expectations. It's more realistic. It's not a fair duel. Instead, he gets his buddies to shoot his hand so he can't hold the gun. Then he tries, and Klaus Kinski shoots him in the head. Then the girl runs off, tries to shoot him. Klaus Kinski shoots her, or his buddy shoots her. Both of them shoot her. Then they kill all the people in the fucking bar. Then they leave. And then some text going, well, this massacre made it so that the government eased off on these bounty hunters. And then I read up on the film. Apparently the director was inspired by the deaths of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and about how, this person, this heroic figure died, but because he died, that led to this message being let out that made things better. Good on you, man. Good on you. I don't give a fuck. As the movie's watching, I'm like, okay, I enjoyed the look of the film and Ennio Morricone's music. Granted, it's not like one of my favorite music pieces from him, but, like I said, it's nice to hear Ennio Morricone music I haven't heard before. And, okay, it subverted my expectations. It's not meant to be enjoyable. It's meant to be bleak and downbeat, because that's how life is. Okay, good. That's why I said it just wasn't my cup of tea, and just wasn't for me. I'll stick with High Plains Drifter. I'll stick with The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'll stick with They Call Me Trinity, or They Still Call Me Trinity. I'll stick with Young Guns. I'll stick with many other films, many other westerns. And there's really not much more I can say about it than that. Again, I like the Mauser pistol choice, and taking place in the snow made it a bit unique, and the music, okay, it's not predictable, it subverted my expectations. Cool, now I'll never see the film again. If you like it, good on you. Just wasn't for me. Just how it is. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.